Hello there everybody, this is Graham, also known as the Collector 75, and welcome to a Marvel figure review. Normally obviously I do Transformers mostly, but this is obviously just a Marvel figure. I don't usually do Marvel figures. In fact, this is probably the first ever Marvel figure I bought. Now there's obviously a good reason for this, because this is obviously the Marvel Infinite's Death's Head. And of course, Death's Head obviously got his origins in Transformers, so that's why. And for how long now have I been waiting for this figure? Nearly 30 years I've been waiting for a Death's Head figure. Finally got one. What's the main problem with it? I suppose it's the size. This is, I believe it's a 4.5 inch figure, opposed to the more 6 inch figures that you usually get, especially like DC do. If I just grab a DC figure, this is obviously the 6 inch figure, because it's one of my favourite sort of characters who's decided to fall over on me. This is the Cyborg Superman in his Sinestro core outfit. Yes, so obviously you can see the size difference there. It's a shame, because I think that sort of would go more with, if you wanted him to beat up your Transformers, it would go a lot more. Yeah. Now, so obviously it's Death's Head. This is from his second incarnation after he was destroyed by Dragon's Claws, and then sort of like was just re-outfitted in this sort of like blue garb and stuff. I would like an original one. That'd be pretty cool, because he had the more robotic feet rather than just normal sort of feet. Yeah. Other gripes with the figure? Well, there's quite a few, if I'm honest. Right, he doesn't come with all his weapons, unfortunately. He could do with the missile, and I think he's missed a titanium shot blaster, I think. The weapons don't always stay in this bloody thing at the back here. You're lucky if they do. But he does come with a mace, which is probably one of the main ones, and a knife. And of course then, when you do get them out, they're this soft, stupid, rubbery plastic. Now, when I got mine out, it was completely bent like that. And obviously, where it's been in the packaging for so long, it's going to stay in that bloody shape. Now, you've either got to try and force it back into shape and hold it there for a long time, or maybe apply some heat to it and then let it cool down in that position to get it back, but I couldn't be bothered with that, so I just sort of forced it back in the thing and held it there for a while. As you can see, the tip's still a bit bent. Yeah, the other major issue, I'm going to take these out because it would fall out, is this. You can see this top part of his, don't know what you want to call it, well, the top part of him. It's, as you can see, there's two little holes in there. There is no tabs or ports or whatever to plug them in to keep it down. So it just basically just sits and flops around on top, which I find amazingly annoying. I don't know why they would have done that. I think this figure is actually sort of like a reused figure from another one, which obviously did have something that was tabbed on there. Why they couldn't have just put the tabs on this part so you could tab it in and keep it still, I haven't got a clue. Just laziness, probably. Laziness, and we'll just knock another figure out for a cheaper, you know, let's save a bit of money. Bit annoying, really. Bit annoying, but it is that soft rubbery plastic, so that makes the cape look pretty good. It does have his shield. I believe you can put this in his hand. Where has it gone? It's gone down here somewhere. So it's got a shield. I love how it's got the scarred effects. It looks like it's been used and everything like that. I think you can probably put it on his wrist. Let's have a go. There we go. Yeah, it does. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So you can have his wrist. You can hold these weapons like that, or you can do the famous thing. Both of his hands do detach. I think it's this one that's supposed to detach. So you can put the axe in, and so you can just about chop someone's head off. Or you can stick the mace in, which is cool. I always get this. Every time he puts his mace in, it always reminds me of that bit in Transformers when he's about to, I think, well, he gives Cyclonus an ultimatum, telling him where Galvatron is, or, well, he's going to get a mace in the face. And I just love how he just applies the mace into his hand, and he's just dead hard, really, after that. Yeah, and then obviously he kills Bumblebee. But let's look at that head sculpt. It's a damn good head sculpt. He's got yellow eyes in there. I might paint them red. You can move the head around a bit and up and down. It's a great little head sculpt. I might super glue this in just to keep it still. That's no biggie. I might do that. The legs. Now, it does have some articulation legs, but thanks to all this stuff hanging around here, it does limit it somewhat. It does have ball jointed ankles. Though trying to get them to any decent other pose. It is a little bit of a job. I can't be bothered, to be honest, but it just looks damn cool sitting on your shelf. I paid £17 from that. I had to get it from America because all the sellers in England, they wanted to charge me like £25, £26, and I ain't paying that. Not for a small toy. If it had been 6-inch, I might have, yeah, I'd have been up for that. But I mean, I was a bit undecided really whether to get it or not, and in the end, I just decided to. Only because it was the size issue. That is my biggest gripe. I can't help it. It is definitely an issue for me because I wanted it to go after Cyclonus and Scourge. Now I'm going to bring in a deluxe size toy, and it ain't actually that bad if I'm honest. It's not too bad. There he is against Jaxus. Now, obviously, this is a deluxe size toy that has been downsized slightly last few years. So obviously, a proper Generations Deluxe will be up here. So he is at the slightly outsized. Now, if I bring in a 6-inch toy, which they should have made him, we're going to put him over there. Obviously, he's a bit more in size of it, ready to, if he'd been that size, ready to properly kick him in, you know, do some damage, but it's just a shame. Absolute crying shame. Right, so I'm going to wrap this review up there. Not much else I can say, but if you are a Death's Head fan, he is worth a look. I promise you, he is worth a look. But don't pay too much, unless you really want it. He's pretty cool. Yeah, I think it's missing his classic scar that he's supposed to have on the top of his head. But that's probably me nitpicking there. I mean, I don't think anyone really cares about that, to be honest with you. But it is a cool figure. I really do think it's a cool figure. Yeah, I think it's actually pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I think he's made a comeback. If anyone can tell me, I think he's been in comics recently, the last year or two. I can't really remember. I did try finding them, but in the end I didn't know where to look, and I didn't really have the time because obviously my young son was taking up a lot of my time. But if someone fancies, let me know what sort of comics he was in or whatever. Apart from the last thing I think I got was the Death's Head 3.0, whatever it's called. That was wrote by Simon Furman, but I think he's in something after that, like I say, a year or so ago. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, if anyone fancies, let me know. Because I wouldn't mind trying to pick them up at some point in time. Right, I believe there was a comic just lately with Death's Head 2 versus Death's Head. I did pick that one up. Yeah, anyway, right, this has been Graham, the Collector 75. I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.